So recently I did this survey asking everybody what were the options that they would choose to decide what really shaped their future and became an ingredient of their success in the career that they have today. And most of them responded that it was that at a very early age in their life, they learned how to react and respond to things more correctly and positively, because of which they succeeded. So the question is, how do you understand how to react and respond? Because reacting and response is something that is not easy to do. Most of the times, the way we react comes out of two major issues or areas. First is our own experiences, the experiences we have had in the past. So whatever experience we have had will stay with us, and we will develop a bit of emotion, and that emotion will drive this way that we react, whether good or bad. Sometimes you're put in a very awkward situation. It's a surprise, and that surprise catches you off guard, and then you respond or react the way you do, which does not help you. So it is not a big surprise why you react the way you react. It is a surprise that you haven't yet understood that there is a lot that you need to change within you so that you change the way you react. Emotions will always drive most of the things that you do. The emotions are driven by subjects, either a person or an event or something of that sort. And if you've learned the habit of hating something or someone, then you will continue to do that. So if you believe your boss is bad, then you will always expect that your experience with that boss will always be negative, even though that's not the case. If you believe that you're going to lose someone in your life, as in you might break up in your relationship, then that is what will happen, because you will always be so apprehensive about everything that you will create your own failures. So the way you think, the way you behave, your habits, your emotions decide how you will react. So it's very important for you to address those issues so that you understand and learn the art of reacting more positively in your own interest. You will have to know that most of the time we humans, we use anger as a defense mechanism. So it's not something that we want to do, but we just want to get away from the situation. So we exhibit lots of anger, and that anger becomes our so-called defense shield that doesn't allow somebody to understand what we're really going through. You have to understand that some of your habits need to change. If you don't change those habits, and those habits are sometimes inherited. Somebody within your family, your mom, your dad, someone taught you not to like someone, to dislike someone or something, and ever since you've been disliking this person, this country, this thing, this food, or this particular type of dress. So you picked up on dislikes based on somebody else's suggestions. So your emotions are driven by that. Hence you have habits related to it. So your habits will connect to those emotions. And then you will build on negativity, which does not help you with good reaction. So what do you do to have good reaction, right? What do you do to put yourself in the right position, to put yourself in a winning position? So if something bad happens to you, even by surprise, how do you actually handle it? So everybody will tell you this, and I will repeat it. The first thing is pause, as in you take some time. Don't react to it. Always tell yourself regularly every morning that if something happens to me which is bad, I'm not going to react. I'm going to wait. I'm going to pause. Now, if you can't handle what's happening in front of you, if you can't manage it well, you're emotionally not geared enough to manage it, then what you need to do is either stop and walk away. You don't stay in that situation, you walk away, you try to deal with it later, or you shift your mind. You go and watch something on TV, you start listening to something that you like to listen to. Just change your mind from that negative position. Or take a long walk. Walk always helps. The more you walk, the more you think. And the best that sometimes I follow, just go to bed, sleep. If you sleep and you wake up, you would drain yourself from all that negativity, and you might be in a better position to think in a better way and a more constructive way. Always remember, negativity is always from the outside. It's always coming in from the outside to you. And then you're kind of taking it in, and it builds inside. So what you need to do is fill yourself with positivity. So how you do that is you consistently compliment yourself. You say, listen, I'm not that bad. I'm actually very good. I got fired. That's okay. It's not because I'm bad at my job. It's because there's an economic crisis. There was a breakup in our relationship, not because I was at fault, because this is how two people have to respect each other's positions, and it can't be a sense of insistence that we need to go on just because we need to go on, and so on and so forth. So you need to compliment yourself. You need to, back yourself up so that you have positivity inside, because otherwise the negative energies outside will overpower you and you'll lose. Frustration generally with negativity should lead to depression. So if you're frustrated and you have a lot of negativity that is surrounding you, then you are bound to be depressed. And when you hit that position, when you hit that level of depression, the first and only advice I'll give you is talk to someone. Immediately pick up the phone and talk to any of your friends, your relatives. Just talk. Don't necessarily have to talk about the issue, but talk, so that you kind of feel that someone is listening to you, that the mental belief that someone is listening to you is the first way to recovery from depression. Most of what happens to us in our life is a repeat. It's just that we don't pay attention. I always say this, I did do that myself. Every time something goes wrong in my life, I look back in my past and I find something similar has happened. So then I start studying what I did at that time, right or wrong. And I try to correct myself this time around by trying to do the right things. So always reflect on your past. If you reflect on your past more often, you will be better prepared to know how to react in things that happen to you now. The most important thing, very, very important, don't try to push yourself and believe that just because you watch my video or listen to someone else's motivational and inspirational talk that you will change. No, change takes a lot of time, and you need to give yourself time. So one of the biggest advice I'll give you is be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. If you're patient with yourself, you will back yourself up for that change. You will learn how to pause. You will learn how to be patient with others. You will learn how to reflect on your past. You will learn why positivity inside is very important to you. You will learn a lot of things. So you will have to be patient with yourself. And every time you change or you see yourself change for the better, compliment yourself. Say, job well done. This is how it is. You're in charge now. Nobody else can change you. You have to learn to back yourself up. Your biggest supporter has to be you. I remember in one of the events I did, one of the audience asked me, "Sir, tell me which is the person that inspired you the most when you were young?" And I said, all through my life, I only wanted to be one person and one person alone. And that person is me. I always believed that I could be better. So always believe that you can be better, no matter where you are in your mental state at the moment, where you are at your emotional state at the moment, where you are at your professional state at the moment. You can always be better. You can always be much more better, but you need to believe that, and you need to back yourself up. Last but not the least, whenever something goes wrong, anything goes wrong, be fair and be honest, which means take what is yours. Address yourself as the responsible person for that part of the problem. So if the problem is 100%, accept that 25% was your mistake, or 55% was your mistake, or 90% was your mistake. Because you're criticizing yourself, nobody's listening to you. Be honest. The more honest you are about accepting your mistakes and failure, the better you would get at reacting and responding. Try using some of these tricks that really help. The better you get at response and reaction, the more successful you will be in your life. I hope this video really helps you guys.